But Joe Michalowski, who's the lead official, spent the entire time out at the scorer's table. And they're going to leave 22-19 on the board. There's still a discussion.
I mean, it should be easy to fix if they just go to the books and tally up the points scored.
The guys in the truck think it's 22-18. Now, there's nothing. They can't involve us. There's no protocol for involving us and cameras and our technology since these games are never on TV, or usually not on TV, so they can't have any kind of structure for that. I think the conversation is now over, and now the scoreboard has changed to 22-18, which is what, again, our guys in the truck think the score should be, and that's now what it is on the board. Darryl Lopez, as you might expect, because he just lost a point, even though he might not have actually had it, is not happy. Bezzoso's on the sideline. That'll make Darryl feel better. It's Malverne basketball.
And the thing is, you have to get these points off turnovers. When you get turnovers, you can't have empty times down the field. Empty possessions do not help your basketball team when you're going up against the #1 seed.
Michael Bezzoso reaching around Kean Kamanian, just picked up a foul. Neither side in the bonus yet. Approaching the midpoint of our second quarter. That's 2 on Bezzoso. Barretto's already got 2. So foul trouble here for Oyster Bay. And Brian Boyle's going to check in Thomas Trithart, number 11, replacing Bezzoso. And all of a sudden, these become huge 5 minutes for Malverne, and Rivers throws it away. Howes lost the handle, got it back, and got bumped from behind by Ian Foley.
I mean, you can see the difference in the offense when James comes in the game for Malverne. He likes to drive the basketball, and they did their best work.
And we've got a technical foul on the Malverne bench, presumably on the head coach, who's been yapping all game, but Darryl Lopez seems to be confused right now. They just announced Malverne bench inside the gym. Darryl Lopez, I think you could hear him say me when he was told he got the tech. Robert Howes will shoot the free throws. Walt Axenoff, the assistant, longtime assistant, is up, I think, looking for an explanation. Darryl Lopez is eavesdropping. I kind of want to watch that more than House's free throws, if we're being honest.
This must watch TV over there. Who said it?
We should have like a secondary, an ISO cam on Darryl Lopez whenever Malverne ends up on Verizon Files 1 Sports. So and now Howes shoots the free throws from the foul that brought on the technical. And we still have confusion because now Malverne doesn't understand why there's more than 2 free throws. The man in the blue sweatshirt is keeping track of the Malverne scoring book, and he was the first to jump up and complain about more free throws. Neither one of them goes for Robert Howes. And now, after all of that, it's Oyster Bay basketball.
This is must-see TV. It's still almost the midway point in the second quarter.
And also, too, between the score issue and some confusion there over how many free throws should have been shot. We need to get everybody together now and not have a big game like this affected by some kind of clerical error. As Howes drives, scoops, but can't hit.
I'm telling you, Howes can get to the basket like that whenever he wants. He's quick with the basketball.
Malverne down 6. They've been hanging around. Oyster Bay in transition again. They were the 1 seed a year ago and were knocked out in the semis by the 4 seed Carl Place. In a game that wasn't close. 56-36 was the final. 2 years ago, they lost in the semis to Malverne as the top seed. Malverne was. A whistle against Oyster Bay. Steps on Schindler's drive. Mannion, good job to avoid the defender and score.
Mannion is good when he gets in the air, man. He knows how to avoid the defender and get to the basket.
Second chance. Schindler bricks the 3. Rebound tip to Marmoley. Resets for Howes. Rivers with the basketball. Malverne's down 4. A little more than 4 gone by second quarter. Eve's too strong. A quiet first half for him. Howes, great dribble. Schindler for 3. Weird carom comes to Howes. He can't hit. Oyster Bay's gone cold here to Vallon. Opening for Malverne. Rivers attacks. Let's see what the call is. Is it a block or a charge? It's a foul on Oyster Bay.
High-paced game going back and forth. Both teams very aggressive to the basket. As you can see here, it's going up. It looks like it would have been a charge if it wasn't for the block beforehand.
Shoemaker negated his teammate, Tridhart, waiting to take Rivers' charge. And a good job by the officials to see the hack first. So back to the technical free throw shooting. The confusion, I believe, was the foul was the 7th team foul on Malverne. So it was a 1-and-1 plus the technical. And the way they lined up, they shot the 1-and-1 first. Howes hit the first, got a second. Then he took the technical free throws, and he missed them both. Right. And I think the Malverne bench thought it was reversed, so that he only should have taken the 1, and that would it should have been it.
Those are the details about the game.
A block by Pruitt, but Marmoley got hit on the arm before that by Rivers.
It's a great drive. I didn't see much contact there.
Now Devin Marmoley back at the line, trying to give Oyster Bay a little more breathing room again. Now they've had some issues on offense here in the second quarter. Nowhere as near efficient as they were in the opening quarter. Now part of that might be Barreto and Bezzoso, their 2 best scorers, on the bench with 2 fouls. Would you think about putting one of them back in the game here?
Well, I mean, with the game being close, you need them when it matters the most. You're the number 1 seed. You expect your team to be able to sustain at least until the third quarter. Because if they come in here and get a cheap foul, 3 fouls in the first half, you know, you can't use them when the game matters the most, and that's going to be in the third to fourth quarter.
Joshua Rivers back to the line. Again, Malverne going quick up the floor, and another strong take. The foul is on Schindler. It's his first for Oyster Bay. Both teams now in the bonus, by the way, for the final 2:55. That's last touch by Kamanian. It's Oyster Bay basketball. I think Daryl Lopez wants to question that call, but already with 1 tee, he's going to stay in his chair and just shake his head. from Marmley, straight on three. Schindler high for the rebound, but knocked out of bounds off of Malverne.
Both teams had to work extremely hard for every basket.
Aaliyah de Blasio, number 2, bottom of your screen in white, off the Oyster Bay bench for the first time. Marmley gets in the paint. Howe's baseline. Hands off. Tridhart got hit.
Big drive by House. Him getting to the basket is the difference here for Oyster Bay. He makes a lot of plays by just being aggressive to the basket.
The Mackay Eves got that personal, his first. And then Tridhart got the first free throw. Only 1 of 2. Eves the run out. And they've got numbers if they keep going here. Rivers, the shovel out of the hands of Kamanian, and he reached in and picked up a foul. Will walk the other way, and Tridhart will shoot free throws. It's the 10th team foul on Malverne, so double bonus here for the Baymen for the final 2:14.
There's a lot of fouls being called here in the first half.
We had a great pace in the first quarter, but not really here in the second.
No, it kind of slowed down a little bit. Things got a little bit sloppy for both teams. The scoring efficiency not as high.
Kean Kamanian's got 2 fouls. He checked out for Gray Dorleans, and Darryl Lopez calls a timeout in between free throws. His team's only within 4. It's been a long year for Malverne, losing far more than they're used to in a transition year. They're very excited about what next year, even the year after that. They like who's in 8th grade right now in the school system. But here they are. Everyone in B qualified for the postseason. So despite the long, tough regular season, they start from scratch, and they've got a chance to flip the script, so to speak, and they're doing a heck of a job right now hanging with the 1 seed.
Yeah, well, there's one thing about youth, right? Their record doesn't indicate how good they could be because it was so young when they first started the season. But now, you figure they're starting the playoffs now. They've played a full season. They're a completely different basketball team now than they were when they started. They had their growing pains. You know, they look like they still have some things to learn, but they look like a way better basketball team than the 2-15 team that we expected coming in.
They also have played very few games this year with who they thought would be their best 7 or 8 players when the year began. Injuries, a couple of guys who are off the team right now. There's no Kareem Headley, who would be a very good steadying force and a source of big points if the senior guard was healthy, but a knee injury has knocked him out for the rest of the year. Even Josh Rivers, who's playing today, is not 100%. We would have seen Chidozie Alozie out there as well, a junior forward and athletic player who can score some points. But he's actually a very accomplished musician and is in Orlando with Malverne's very accomplished school band. So they don't have him right now.
There's a lot of key pieces missing for this basketball team.
Yep, but all things considered, they're within 4 of Oyster Bay late first half as Tridhart rims out the second free throw. Marmley and Pruitt hustle, and Pruitt ends up falling over the sideline.
Right now, Oyster Bay is like a step quicker to every loose basketball.
They hustle Donovan Ishmael to the scorer's table. They'll check him in for Michael James.
That's creating second chance opportunities for Oyster Bay.
Oh, nice behind the back dribble. Then the floater off glass from Howes.
Well, he's been showing us some ability today.
Rivers going baseline up against Schindler, who denied it. Good defense down low by number 5 in white and purple. 24 to shoot. Mackay Eves has been quiet offensively in the opening half. Stepped through a double team with an extra step. turns it back over to the Baymen.
That was the Travelers. He tried to split the defense up top.
Darryl Lopez in a check key and commanding his 2 fouls back in for the final 100 seconds. Trey Pruitt goes to the Malverne bench.
You're being down by 6. Commanding's been the only offensive spark for them. I'm pretty sure they told him, listen, you can't pick up another foul. That's going to give you 3 before halftime.
House working on Dorleans. Shoemaker. Couple of bounces off the rim. Rivers has it from Malverne. Galloping into the front court. Nice no-look feed down low. Ishmael to the free throw line.
Great pass. See, this team plays better when they're pushing the ball down court. Good pass. And you want to tell your big men, when you catch the ball high, just go straight to the basket. When you bring it down and swing it through, that's when you allow the defense to come down and make a play on the ball. You want to just catch it high and finish at the rim.
Ishmael good from the line. One of 5 freshmen that Malverne brought up from the JV for the postseason. Walt Axenoff said they were going to play, and so far Ishmael and Dorleans have been out there for large chunks of this first half. Now Malverne needs to play D, down by 5, 70 seconds to go before halftime. It's Marmalade on the drive.
Another good take by Marmalade. So now they've shown us they got 3 guards that we need to worry about with the penetration. Marmalade, House.
Kamanian hangs and hits.
And that's why they put him back in the basketball game.
Malverne needed that. Oyster Bay could go 2 for 1 here. De Blasio gives to House. Shot clock goes under 20. The foul's going to go against Gray Dorleans, and it'll put Robert House at the free throw line. That's 2 on Dorleans.
Oyster Bay's been struggling from the free throw line. They've missed 2 technical free throws. The last shooter went 1 for 1. He split them. Making free throws important, especially in a close basketball game.
He misses them both. It's tipped out, though, by Shoemaker.
But second chance opportunities is killing Malverne.
Quick timeout from Brian Boyle to set something up for his offense. 27 seconds to go before halftime. Darryl Lopez not happy in the Malverne huddle. His guy's not boxing, on the missed free throw. There's Brian Boyle diagramming something. Now, he's not going to have Bezzoso or Barreto, his 2 best offensive players out there. Brian Boyle's done a nice job here in 2 years at Oyster Bay. Part of the Tim Clues tree, so to speak, played for Tim at St. Mary's, as did Brian's brother Sean, the head coach at Floral Park. And Brian hoping that we bring him better luck than we did Sean, losing his first playoff game at Valley Stream South.
This is an important possession here for both teams. Oyster Bay, I believe, can hold for the last shot now.
And certainly a chance from their perspective to score a hoop here late and maybe dull some of this Malverne confidence right now.
Yeah, because right now, if you're Malverne, if you're able to get this stop here and go down into halftime down 5, that's not bad. It's the number 1 seed.
Schindler comes for the screen. Howes goes around it, gives to Schindler. Now Howes with 10. He'll take it there from there, come up short. Eves threw it ahead for Ishmael. Shoemaker couldn't catch him, but Ishmael can't finish. Kamanian on the floor. Halftime at LIU Post. Frantic at times here at the Pratt Recreation Center. The top seeds from Oyster Bay go off to their locker room, but only up by 5 on the 4th seed from Malverne. We'll look back at this first half and start the second when we come back on Verizon Files One Sports.
Hi, I'm Dean, president of Backyard Masters.
Backyard Masters' famous annual early bird sale starts today.
Save from 50 to 80% on in-ground and semi-in-ground pools, spas, swim spas, and hot tubs with over 200 styles to choose from. Barbecues, barbecue islands, both custom and stock available. Huge selection of designer outdoor patio furniture. Special and 0% financing for this sale only.
Famous annual early bird sale starts today.
Did you know there is a gourmet diet delivery program where you can eat pancakes, pizza, cheesecake, lasagna, and still lose weight? Well, now you do. Introducing Lean Chefs. Lean Chefs delivers 3 delicious meals and 2 mouth-watering snacks and offers 120 days of gourmet variety. All meals are prepared fresh and delivered daily. Just a simple way to lose weight and feel great. All meals are fully customized and perfectly balanced, eliminating the hunger and cravings associated with most diets. Vegetarian and gluten-free options also available. Lean Chefs has the highest rated reviews in the industry. Programs starting as low as $22.99 per day. That's less than most people spend on food daily. On average, most Lean Chefs clients lose between 2 and 3 pounds each week. So start losing weight and feeling great now. Call toll-free 1-855-370-LEAN or go to leanchefs.com. That's 1-855-370-LEAN or leanchefs.com. Lean Chefs, take it off.
Back with you here at LIU Post, Nassau County Class B semifinal. The top seeds up by 5 on Malverne as we check out our first half highlights. A good start for the Baymen tonight.
Yeah, the Baymen started early, and it was this guy, Leo Barreto. He was getting it done on the inside and the outside. He was running down the court. He was leaking out on defensive rebounds, getting down there first, and then he steps behind the arc and hits a 3. Barreto was just an assassin on offense for Oyster Bay. He got going early. Then he found a couple of his homeboys. You see Robert House here. He also was driving and kicking out, had a couple of assists in the first half. But here, look at this behind the back. Then he gets to the cup and finishes with some contact. No foul called there on the play. It was all Oyster Bay early, and then Malverne started to step it up. As you see Joshua Rivers there, drives to the basket, get them back in the basketball game. And then you see on defense as well, making some plays, kicks it out. Now this young man here, Kamanian, he's been commanding the paint, has Kamanian. You see how he gets there, gets to the basket. He plays a lot bigger than he actually is. He's going up against some guys who are 6'4", 6'5". He's only about 6 foot, making plays at the rim though.
Malverne, the defending champs, with a nearly completely different roster from a year ago, think an upset here in this semifinal. They could shoot a little bit better, but hanging in there on the glass, not the bigger team on the court. Cut back on some turnovers, but they're still in good shape as the 4 seed, down by 5 at the break. The third quarter's next on Verizon Fios 1 Sports.
Richard French Live.
What we're trying to do is bring the real story to the real person at home.
Get your news the way it should be delivered.
International, national, and also local concern.
No gimmicks, compelling. Just the truth behind the headlines. The region, the nation, the world. Conversations that lead to solutions.
We'll have all the details coming up at 6 o'clock.
Richard French Live, weeknights at 6 on Fios 1 News.
Almost set for the third quarter here in this Nassau B boys semifinal. Let us revisit our Verizon Fios 1 Sports keys to this game.
It's very simple for Malverne. Must contain Michael Bezzoso. He hasn't been doing much, but you got to keep him contained. That's why they're close. If he gets going, this game can get out of hand, and you have to finish opportunities. You see the end of the first half there. They missed a layup that could have brought them within 3. You got to finish. Oyster Bay point guard advantage. Man, their guards have been killing it. Bezzoso, also Howe's doing a great job, as well as Shoemaker. And you got to get them points in the paint.
Brian Boyle going back to his starting 5 to open the quarter with Howe's, Bezzoso, Schindler, Shoemaker, and Barreto. Bezzoso and Barreto barely played the second quarter because of 2 fouls. Malverne has Rivers, James, Eves, Kamanian, and Pruitt. Their starting 5 out there as well. And there still are some issues from the Malverne bench directed at the scorer's table as Bezzoso spins, and they call him for a travel. He thought a foul call was coming, was hoping that ball would go through for a shot and 1. But instead it's a turnover on him, and here comes Malverne. Oyster Bay opens in a 2-3 zone. Eves A lot of contact. Loose ball for Rivers. And Barreto comes down with it for Oyster Bay. Howes up tempo. In the paint. All the way to the free throw line.
Howes, man. Howes has just been getting into the basket. Look at the speed. He gets all the way to the basket untouched. I didn't see much there. Drawn serious, I didn't see much there.
The foul is on Pruitt. It's his second. And the Malverne fans behind us a little stronger in their dislike for that foul call as Howes back rims the first free throw. Look, they're going to wave that miss off, call a violation on somebody. And I think Kamanyan's bleeding, so he needs to come off the floor. Before they sent Kamanyan off, there was a violation called, I think it's on Makai Eves, number 20 in orange. So this is the first free throw still for Howes. A little more arc on that one, and it goes through.
There's been a lot of discrepancies with these free throws the entire game. Too many free throws, not enough time, guys in the paint.
1 of 2 for Howes.
If
James
Oyster
on the
Bay
run.
were to make these free throws, they'd be up by double digits.
Ian Foley came in for Kamanyan as he gets repairs. Eves got his miss back and got hit on the arm, and it's on Barreto. It's his third. And Leo's reacting like it's on him, and it is.
That's a huge foul for Barreto, the offensive spark for this team in the first half.
Up top, it's James. Front rims the contested three. And Eves with the hustle threw it off of Shoemaker out of bounds. James looking to go baseline, got cut off by Shoemaker. Had it knocked away, and Bezzoso outlets for Howes. Are they going to catch him? No.
Howes is just fast with or without the ball. Once he gets in front of the pack, not many people